Welcome back to the coin world, old coin review and value, where every coin has a story, and every story might just make you rich. Today, we delve deep into the intriguing history, design evolution, and collector value of the 1976 Liberty Lincoln penny, a coin minted during America's bicentennial year but often overlooked in favor of flashier commemoratives. Could this humble cent hold more value than you think? Let's find out. 1976 was a monumental year in American history. It marked the 200th anniversary of the United States Declaration of Independence. While quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins received special bicentennial designs, the penny retained its classic look. But just because it didn't get a makeover doesn't mean it lacks significance. The design of the 1976 Lincoln penny. The 1976 Lincoln penny features the bust of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. The obverse proudly displays the word Liberty to the left of Lincoln's profile and the date, 1976, to the right. Below that date is the mint mark, if present. The reverse showcases the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Casparo, which had replaced the earlier Whittier's design in 1959. Interestingly, the penny was the only circulating U.S. coin in 1976 that didn't get a special bicentennial design. This was likely due to its low denomination and the fact that the penny's design was considered timeless. The mint believed Lincoln's legacy, already tied to the nation's identity, stood on its own. The 1976 Lincoln penny was struck at 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D. San Francisco, S. mostly proof coins. Total production exceeded 8 billion coins, making it a very common issue for circulation. But even in a sea of copper, there are rare gems. The 1976 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, with a total weight of 3.11 grams. This is notable because just 6 years later, in 1982, the mint transitioned to an ink-based penny due to rising copper prices. The 1976 penny remains part of the old copper era. While billions were struck, some 1976 pennies have rare errors that make them worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. These include double die obverse DDO, where the text appears doubled off-center strikes, die cracks or cuds, struck on foreign blankets. These errors are what collectors seek most. Double die obverse DDO. The most famous and valuable error for the 1976 penny is the double die obverse. This can appear in the date, Liberty, or in God We Trust. Clear doubling can bring values of $100 to over $500, depending on condition and visibility. Occasionally, proof errors slip through, like cameo issues or improperly polished dies, making them extremely collectible. Die cracks, lines across the surface, caused by aging or broken dies, and cuds raised. Blobs of metal from a damaged die are seen on some 1976 cents. These errors vary in value depending on location. America in 1976, the bicentennial spirit. The year 1976 was a time of deep patriotism across the United States. Celebrations, parades, and commemorative events marked the nation's 200th birthday. The U.S. Mint embraced this spirit by redesigning the quarter, half dollar, and dollar coins with special reverse designs, but the penny remained untouched. This decision reflected the government's desire to maintain the integrity and legacy of the Lincoln cent, already steeped in historical symbolism. Victor D. Brenner's 1909 Lincoln portrait had become iconic, though other coin designs were altered for the bicentennial. The Treasury and Mint saw Lincoln's image as a living tribute to the nation's ideals. His legacy, connected with the Civil War and the preservation of the Union, fit perfectly with the 1976 theme of national unity. During the mid-1970s, the U.S. faced economic challenges: high inflation, unemployment, and the aftermath of the Vietnam War and Watergate. Despite this, the minting of coins like the Lincoln penny continued in massive numbers to meet transactional demand. The copper penny, still relatively cheap to produce in 1976, wouldn't face major cost concerns until the 1980s. The minting technology of the 1970s, while advanced for the time, still relied on manual oversight and physical dies, which explains the higher frequency of minting errors. Compared to today's digital precision, these errors now make for some of the most valuable finds in modern coin collecting. The rise in coin roll hunting, searching rolls of coins for rare pieces, has brought renewed attention to coins like the 1976 penny. Many collectors specifically target bank rolls from this era, hoping to find uncirculated examples or errors. By 1976, many Americans took the penny for granted, It was common, underappreciated, and often discarded. Ironically, this led to many well-preserved examples being tossed into jars or drawers, protecting them from wear and increasing their value decades later when rediscovered. To preserve a 1976 penny's value, avoid touching the surface. Use gloves or handle by the edge. Store in a dry, airtight holder. Keep away from direct sunlight to preserve its color. The San Francisco Mint and Proof Legacy. San Francisco Mint struck proof versions of the 1976 penny. These coins were never meant for circulation. They feature mirror-like fields and frosted devices. A flawless 1976s proof penny with deep cameo contrast can fetch $25 to $200 plus depending on grading. Brenner, the Lithuanian-born designer of the Lincoln obverse, died in 1924, but his design endured through decades. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, breaking from the tradition of allegorical images like Lady Liberty. Thank you for watching.